Are you guys ready for this? I have never flown a drone before. There it is. So you can hit takeoff. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a drone right there. And not just any drone. This drone is affordable and of high quality. Now, I'm only basing that off of what I've seen online. And we're gonna unbox this one and we're gonna see if the Ruko is the best. So here it is. This is the Ruko F11 GIM2. And the packaging looks great. You don't really find companies anymore sending you stuff packaged poorly, so this is no exception to that. And this is pretty much what you're going to see once you pull it out of the shipping box. Let's go ahead and open it up and let's go through some of the specs on this particular drone. So as recently mentioned, this is the Ruko F11 GIM2 drone. You will see that the drone includes 2 lithium-ion batteries. It has about 28 minutes of flight time per battery. And I can confirm that the batteries last about that time frame, even with using the video. And while we're on the topic, this does capture 4K resolution and has great stability due to design, powerful brushless motors, and 2-axis gimbal stabilization with electric image stabilization. And the Ruko is pretty compact. It weighs in at about 1.29 pounds and has an included remote control with mirror adjustment. It also has an extended video transmission range of up to 9,800 feet or about 2 miles with anti-interference capability. So this is definitely something you really want to put on your list if you are looking for a drone. I mean, even looking at how they packaged it, they gave you this great little bag, and everything was just done extremely well based off of my first impressions of unboxing this drone. So there it is. This is the drone, and as I mentioned earlier, it's about 1.29 pounds. Really nice construction, great color. Personally, I like to see like bright, vibrant colors, you know, for beginners, so that way you can see where it's at if you ever look for it. And then here's the controller for it. Has the antennas, place for your phone. Yeah, they just did a great job. Love what they've done. Here's a few other things in here. Probably the batteries right there. Actually, no, they give you extra blades. Look at that. Check that out. They give you some extra blades. Actually, oh wow, they give you some tools. And they have a ton of blades in here. Wow, tons of them. And then some instructions. Maybe these are the batteries. I probably overlooked me up. This is battery right here. So let's go ahead and open up some of this stuff here. Let's see what else is in the packaging. So you just have these little guys. Just like some plugs to charge it. Perfect. And like I said, everything is done perfectly. It's in this nice bag. And we're gonna go ahead and check out what some of this stuff is. So really quickly, let's go through everything that we have. So they do have a quick guide and a manual. And I love this. They care about after the sale. They give you an email address, website, how to contact them. And here's the controller for the drone. And they do have these that pop out to give you better control of this. Joystick, whatever you want to call it. And the antennas are on the back. I already have my phone in there just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how it looks. And here is the drone. As I mentioned, they give you some extra blades. And I didn't know where the second battery was, but when you check this one out, you can kind of see where it's at. So it's basically right here. So it just pops up and off. And as I mentioned, they give you, this is basically a type A and a type C. This is what's going to most likely plug in to the batteries. Or actually, yeah, right there. It's right there. So I have a lot of this lying around the house. So if you lose these, not a big deal. And they give you some extra nuts and bolts with a tool if you need to do any repairs to this. So they give you everything you possibly could need. And at this point, it's time to fly this thing. So let's get started. Before we start flying, we want to make sure that everything is nice and charged. So I'm going to go ahead and charge the controller, and I'm going to go ahead and start charging one of the batteries. So this is the life of it where it came to me. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I'll set a timer and I'll check on it periodically to see where it's at. And like I said, we'll go ahead and go over how to get this thing in the air. Alrighty, so this battery's fully charged. It probably took maybe 2 to 3 hours for this to charge, I'm not joking, and it wasn't fully dead. And I just put this one on probably about 2 hours ago. It wasn't fully dead either. So just make sure that if you need these like the next day, make sure they're fully charged. This, however, didn't take much time at all. This probably doesn't die as fast as these do, so just keep that in mind as well. But we'll take this outside, test everything out. One thing I want to show you guys before I pull the sticker off is right here. This does say, ensure the remote control antenna is open correctly before operation. It takes about 40 seconds for the aircraft to connect to the remote control. So that's just something that you have to take note of when we get started. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to download the app, and they have 2 barcodes here. And then this is what the logo looks like for this drone. So once you download that, let's go ahead and see what we do next. This is the main menu for the app, and so they'll show you just a short video on how to get used to the drone here. They also have a guide that you can go by, and support and free call, and you would have to select which one you have, either the GIM or the GIM2. So I just went ahead and clicked that one. So here is the drone. We're pretty much ready to fly this thing, guys. I did pull this cover off the front of the drone, and that's pretty much protecting your camera. And what we're going to do next is we're going to basically take this thing outside, and we're going to pretty much get an open area and just make sure there's nothing in the way of the drone as it goes up. And so this is what we're going to have to do here to calibrate this thing. We're going to have to rotate the aircraft horizontally 360 and then vertically 360. And then from there, we'll go ahead and start flying this bad boy. So I won't go through all this with you guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once you download the app and once you turn on the controller and then turn on the drone, actually you have to push the button twice to turn this on. And then you just have to push this button and hold it. And there you go. And so it takes about 40 seconds for everything to connect. So it's going to pretty much find the drone. And then from there, like I said, we'll just go outside. Oh, looks like it's done. Are you guys ready for this? I have never flown a drone before. So this is the first time, all right? So here we go. There it is. Check that out. Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and put it in the sky so you can hit takeoff. Whoa. Wow. Very stable. So really quickly, here is the joysticks that you're going to use. So you use this one to go up and down, and then you can turn it by going left and right. And this one right here allows you to go forward and backwards and left and right. So this turns it. This actually just allows it to just go side to side and forward and backwards. And then you have an option to take a picture or do video using these buttons there. This is how you zoom in, positive and negative. And then this is how you can angle the camera up and down. So those are the main buttons. Obviously, this is what turns it on. And if you needed to come home, because I did find it a little cumbersome to get it back to me, so sometimes I would just hit this button and it'll allow it to come back home, and that's what that's used for. So here is what you're going to see on your phone. You have a GPS following, which is what I'm going to be using right here. You'll see it again. And something I'll say is the image follow is a little bit more cumbersome in my opinion. And one thing about the GPS following too is it doesn't keep you like in the center of the camera. And that's kind of in part to if you're moving kind of fast. Like if you're in a car, it might take it more time to keep up with you. So you're gonna have to move slow. But I'm gonna restart it here because I want to show you guys just how clear the camera is. This has great video. And I'll mention this probably another point in the video, but the gimbal is moving really fast, like left and right, side to side, but you don't see that in the camera, and that just goes to the quality of the stabilization built into this thing. You can actually move the camera up and down, and you can zoom in, and I will say actually controlling the drone is kind of hard. You have to get used to it. It's like playing a game almost, but once you figure out the controls, it does become a lot easier. I think I would venture to say I've gotten a lot better. I'm not a pro by any means, but one of the functions you're gonna really get used to is the following, and I'm gonna show it to you again here. Currently right now, I'm actually moving the camera down. So now you guys can basically see that I'm pointing it downwards, and I'm probably still about 80 to 90 feet in the air right now. But as it comes down, I'm going to show you guys the following function one more time, but I'm really controlling it right now as we speak. So here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the follow mode, and I'm probably brought it down maybe 60 feet. So at this rate, it does follow a little bit better. And I stretched my arm out because I wanted to see if it would go ahead and start turning. So you can see I'm kind of falling out a little bit out of the center. It would be cool if it could center you in the video, but nevertheless, not a big deal. But it does do a good job finding you and following you. And then right here, I'm gonna turn. And so it's doing a good job right now, but like I said, it doesn't really center the camera on you, but it's not a big deal. I think that you just have to get used to it. It's kind of backing up, and there it is. So it does do a great job overall. It's a smart camera, and I definitely, would recommend it to you guys if you are in a market or something like this. Got it coming home. There it is. There it is. It's doing its thing. Wow. It's smart for sure. I just got done flying the drone. This was the perfect day, sunny. And do I recommend this drone? And I would have to say, because I haven't owned any other drones, I can't compare this to anything else. I've only seen other people use drones. I've seen the interfaces and what they had in front of them. And this one seemed to be more for those beginners, someone who wants to start off with a great price drone that works great, high quality. They're using pretty much the same technology as the big boys anyways. And you can see that in the overall construction of the drone. The app is super easy to maneuver. They give you, all the guides, and you can watch the videos every time you start it up. So once you turn it on, they show you all the guides every time. You can actually disable that if you're pretty fluent with it. But for me, I'm probably gonna keep them on for a long time because I'm pretty sure I won't be using this as much, for all my content. But when I do use it, it would be nice to be able to be reminded how some things work. And for the price point, I don't think you can beat this drone. I think that everything feels high quality, even the controller. It connects to the internet super fast. I turned it on and off like 5 or 6 times within about a couple of days time span. And every time, locks on. You have to make sure there's no radio transmitters, things like that out where you live. That might affect the interference of it. But overall, I strongly recommend this drone. I do have a discount code in the description. So if you want to buy one, check it out. I'm going to be using this for my content. So if you follow me for any time frame, you're going to see me use this drone. So really excited about that. Special shout out to Ruko for sending out the F11 GIM2. 100% recommend this thing. This thing is super high quality. You guys saw the packaging. You guys saw just the overall appearance of everything, and I think that speaks to the quality overall too. So if you haven't done so yet, be sure to check out Ruko on their website. They also have a YouTube channel too, so check that out too. And just go through the comment section, see what people are saying about it. See you guys in the next video.